Rare earth elements, 17 metallic elements, are not truly rare, but their extraction is challenging and costly. These elements are scattered in low concentrations throughout the Earth's crust, making their collection a complex and resource-intensive process. Specialized mining techniques and advanced technology are required to separate them from other minerals, which adds to the difficulty and expense. Their unique magnetic and electrochemical properties make them essential to modern technology. These properties allow rare earths to perform functions that no other materials can, enabling the miniaturization and efficiency of countless devices we rely on every day. From smartphones and laptops to wind turbines and electric vehicles, rare earths are the hidden force behind our high-tech world. They're found in the screens, batteries, and motors of the devices we use, often without us even realizing it. Without rare earths, many of the technological advancements of the past few decades would not have been possible. In green energy, they're crucial for powerful magnets in wind turbines and electric motors. These magnets are far more efficient and durable than conventional ones, making renewable energy systems more reliable and effective. As the world shifts to cleaner energy, demand for rare earths is set to soar, making their supply a global strategic concern. Nations are racing to secure access to these elements, knowing that future energy independence may depend on them. Rare earths are also vital for national defense, powering advanced weaponry and military technology. They're used in guidance systems, radar, and communication devices, giving militaries a technological edge. Their dual use in civilian and military sectors elevates their strategic value. This overlap means that any disruption in supply can have far-reaching consequences, affecting both everyday life and national security. Control over rare earth supply chains is now a matter of national security, not just economics. Governments are investing in new sources and technologies to reduce dependence on foreign suppliers. Disruptions can cripple industries and compromise defense. Even a temporary shortage can halt production lines, leading to economic losses and weakened security. The journey from mine to product is complex, and for decades, one nation has dominated every step. This control extends from mining and refining to manufacturing, giving them significant leverage over the global market. This dominance has become a powerful tool in international relations, raising alarms worldwide. As countries seek to diversify their sources, the race for rare earths is reshaping global alliances and economic strategies. China's rare earth dominance is the result of a calculated, decades-long strategy that has fundamentally reshaped the global supply chain for these critical materials. Back in the 1980s, Chinese leaders recognized the immense strategic value of rare earth elements, essential for everything from electronics to military hardware. They responded by pouring resources into scientific research, offering generous subsidies, and methodically building a complete domestic supply chain that could operate independently from the rest of the world. To achieve this, China accepted severe environmental costs, often overlooking pollution and ecological damage. Lax regulations allowed Chinese producers to undercut Western competitors on price, giving them a significant cost advantage and accelerating their rise to dominance. By flooding the global market with cheap rare earths, China forced many international rivals out of business. This aggressive approach not only secured market share, but also enabled China to develop unmatched expertise in the complex processes of refining and processing these elements. Over time, China built a highly skilled workforce and accumulated technical know-how that now serve as major barriers for other nations hoping to catch up. The country's engineers and scientists have become world leaders in rare earth processing technology. But China's ambitions didn't stop at exporting raw materials. The government actively encouraged downstream manufacturing, such as electronics and magnets, to relocate to China, creating a powerful and self-sustaining industrial ecosystem. Today, China dominates not only the mining and processing of rare earths, but also the manufacturing of high-tech products that depend on them, from smartphones to electric vehicles and renewable energy technologies. This seamless vertical integration, from extraction to finished product, cements China's central role in the global technology supply chain, making it nearly indispensable to industries worldwide. As a result, China's dominance in rare earths is both economic and strategic, giving it significant leverage in international trade and geopolitics. The world's dependence on China for rare earths is deep and pervasive. China produces over 80% of raw rare earths and over 90% of processed materials. Even new mines outside China often send their ore to China for refining, keeping the world vulnerable to Beijing's influence. Critical industries, automotive, renewable energy, electronics, are fundamentally reliant on Chinese rare earths. This single point of failure poses a major economic and security risk. A sudden export halt could cripple manufacturing and defense sectors worldwide. The U.S. Department of Defense has flagged this reliance as a national security threat. China's control lets it influence global prices and market stability, squeezing foreign companies and favoring domestic ones. For international businesses, this creates a precarious environment where strategic decisions hinge on the policies of a single government. The risk is real, and the stakes are high. In 2010, a territorial dispute between China and Japan over the Senkaku Islands triggered a rare earth crisis. After a Chinese trawler collided with Japanese vessels, China quietly halted rare earth shipments to Japan. The embargo, though unofficial, caused immediate panic in Japan's tech industries and sent global prices soaring. The incident revealed China's willingness to weaponize its rare earth dominance for political leverage. It exposed the vulnerability of nations dependent on a single supplier and shattered complacency worldwide. The WTO later ruled against China's export restrictions, but the lesson was clear. Rare earths had become a strategic asset, not just a commodity. The race to diversify supply chains had begun. During the US-China trade war, rare earths became a key bargaining chip. As the US imposed tariffs, China signaled it could restrict rare earth exports, sending a clear warning to Washington. The US left rare earths off its tariff list, tacitly acknowledging its vulnerability. The mere threat of a ban rattled markets and forced American companies to consider costly alternatives. China's control over rare earths gave it a powerful tool for retaliation. The episode reinforced the urgency of securing independent supply chains. Economic interdependence had become a weapon, and rare earths were China's strongest card. In response, countries worldwide are racing to diversify rare earth supply chains. The goal? Build a complete mine-to-magnet pipeline outside China's control. The Mountain Pass mine in California has reopened, and Australia's Lynas is expanding operations, including a new US processing facility. Governments are investing in domestic projects, with the US and EU launching initiatives to reduce reliance on China. Defense departments are funding processing and magnet manufacturing to secure critical materials. Despite progress, building new supply chains is slow, expensive, and technically challenging. China's scale and expertise remain formidable obstacles. Price manipulation by China can still threaten new projects. The global scramble is underway, but true independence will take years. Success is uncertain, but the effort is now a top priority. China's use of rare earths as leverage carries real risks. Every threat accelerates global efforts to find alternatives, eroding China's long-term advantage. Overplaying its hand could permanently reduce its market share as rivals invest in new supply chains. China's own tech industries depend on global markets, so broad export bans could backfire. Retaliation from other countries could harm China's economic ambitions. High prices and supply insecurity also drive innovation. Researchers are developing substitutes and better recycling methods. Weaponizing rare earths damages China's reputation as a reliable supplier, fueling a global push to de-risk from China. The short-term power of monopoly could lead to long-term isolation. The world is determined not to be held hostage again. China's rare earth dominance came at a steep environmental price. Decades of unregulated mining left toxic waste, polluted rivers, and scarred landscapes, especially in places like Guangzhou. Health impacts on local communities have been severe. Recent crackdowns and stricter regulations have raised production costs, leveling the playing field for international competitors. The era of ultra-cheap, dirty rare earths is ending. New projects must now meet high environmental standards to gain public acceptance. Sustainable production is now central to the global effort to diversify supply. As of July 2025, China's rare earth dominance remains formidable, but the once unbreakable grip it held on the global market is beginning to loosen. For years, China controlled the vast majority of rare earth mining and processing, making it the world's primary supplier and giving it enormous leverage over global technology industries. Now, new mines and advanced processing plants are coming online in countries like Australia, the United States, and several others. These developments are making the rare earth supply chain more diverse and resilient, reducing the world's reliance on a single source. As a result, China's share of the global market is gradually shrinking. Alternative producers are stepping up, providing a crucial buffer against potential supply shocks and helping to stabilize prices. The threat of a Chinese embargo is now less effective than before, as customers and manufacturers have more options and greater flexibility in sourcing these critical materials. Recognizing this shift, China is becoming more cautious in its approach, fully aware that weaponizing its rare earth advantage could backfire and accelerate the search for alternatives. The future of the rare earth industry will be shaped by intense competition, rapid innovation, and a growing emphasis on higher environmental standards as countries seek to balance economic growth with sustainability. Recycling and the development of substitution materials are also gaining momentum, further reducing dependence on newly mined rare earths and encouraging a circular economy. By using its near monopoly as a strategic weapon, China inadvertently awakened the world to its own vulnerability, prompting a global race to secure alternative supplies and technologies. The international response is steadily chipping away at China's dominance, fostering new partnerships and collaborative projects across continents. The era of uncontested Chinese control is drawing to a close, giving way to a more complex, multipolar landscape where power is shared among many players. In this new era, no single nation will be able to hold the world's high-tech economy hostage, ensuring a more secure and balanced future for all.